Welcome back to the Stumblebums podcast. I am one of your hosts, Twisted G. And on my left here, as always, and hopefully will be, Smitty Smithzilla.
What's up, y'all? Laser beam sounds.
I ain't doing it again.
Up,
I'm not going to do
buddy?
it every time. I'm not going to. Takes a little bit of energy, and I get way too loud, and then I worry. I don't even think it picks
I
it up
think
on the
it's
mic.
more. I think that's just more of a test of a drunk meter. Clearly, Gabe's not as drunk as we normally are when we start these. That
I'll get there. Don't you worry. That's a promise.
was definitely a lit meter test. Now,
So, how's your week been, man? Like, what's been going on? What's been crazy? Anything nuts going?
um, job hunt still sucking, mainly because I'm sucking at it. I I need to find a job before I leave this job, so I'm really just hoping to nail a phone interview or get fired, collect unemployment, and then look for a new job. So like, it's my two options right now for that.
I wouldn't look to get unemployment. I mean, that just. I feel like if like that ever gets brought up in any kind of way, it never looks positive.
I mean, it's kind of my only option to go about it safely. So that's how I would say it. I live on my own. I have to have some form of income. I cannot go without income.
Actually, that launches me into the first topic I really have to bring up, and that is so where did it go? Oh, there it is. Your first time living alone and like what it really felt like or feelings about that. And I really want to ask, like, is this your first time living alone fully or
Technically, I lived alone in one of my dad's places, but my dad was my landlord.
but you lived alone? So it's not really like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You didn't have a fucking roommate, so it's you lived alone.
yeah, but my dad was my landlord. So,
So,
uh,
I
I
mean,
don't, I don't really count that as living alone because, my dad let me slide on a few things that a landlord wouldn't normally me slide on.
I guess I get that. For me, dude, the biggest thing about when I first had like lived alone was, and this is so fucking stupid. I kind of like the thing that really hit me was like there was nobody to remind me to do the things that I was forgetting to do. If that makes any fucking sense. Like, like Gabe, turn the fucking stove off, you idiot. Because it really was like the first couple of nights I'd ever like lived in my apartment, and I drank a little bit, and I was like, it's time to make some food. I woke up the next fucking night because I was on third shift at the time, and it was like 100 degrees in my one bedroom department apartment, and I was like, man, why is it so damn hot? And I'd walk over past the stove and be like, oh, thank God I didn't kill my fucking self or anybody else. I just cussed.
Um,
I broke the 2 minute
I
rule.
definitely
Screw
did.
it.
I definitely did stuff like that when I was living alone
Oh,
at
we're at
that.
3 minutes. We're good. Sorry.
I definitely did a little bit of stuff like that. I wouldn't leave it on overnight, the stove. I would more go cook some food, get really baked, fall asleep, wake up to a burning smell.
Oh, okay. I got lucky enough to eat the food, but was not smart enough to turn it off after I pulled the food out.
Yeah,
Like I was too excited.
dishes. I had a washer and dryer there, so laundry, pretty much, all the little shit. Nobody would remind me to do it.
Dude,
But
isn't like the
other,
biggest bitch though? Like you don't think about it when you like first move out on your own. And then you're like, "Oh yeah, I have to turn the fucking oven off. I have to make sure that if you have a crappy toilet as we do in this house and as I did at my apartment, you have to like flick the nozzle on the toilet to make sure that it's not going to constantly keep leaking water Because if you like just pull
I think
down on it and walk away, it's just gonna constantly fill and like unfill or whatever, and then you have like a huge water bill.
when I was living with my parents, I was chores bitch because my brother played football and that was good enough in the eyes of my parents, especially once they separated and it was just my mom. Like, your brother has two a days. He can't do chores.
Mine was different actually, to be real. Like
Yeah,
me and
so
Katie had we cleaned dishes and we did a whole bunch of stuff and all that stuff growing up. And I mean, hell, like even now, like I take the trash out when the trash is full. But I have a brother in this house who is almost 21. I think he's 21 this year. And I have a sister that is a senior this year in high school, and they just won't take the trash out. Like it gets full and full and full, and they will pack it and pack it and pack it. And then finally, it's like either me or my dad that goes to take it out. And by the time you go to take it out, it's so heavy and full that you're like tearing the rim off of it, trying to get it out of the trash can. And I bitch
yeah.
about it like a little girl. I'm like, you really can't get on them about it? Meh, 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 meh.
Yeah, but my shit was mainly because rebellion at that point, living alone. Like, I'll finally decide when I do these dishes, and finally, I'm the one that actually dirtied them all. Like, I'll clean my mess when I decide, and I never decided
I'll be
because I was
real.
just in so much of rebellion streak from it. I'm like, I'm finally free from it. I'm finally free from everybody's shit.
I definitely get that, dude. I really do. It was like there's no responsibility. Hmm. But at the end of the day, though, too, like a weird thing that hit my head was like because I was used to cleaning dishes like as a kid, whereas it would be like a whole bunch of dishes to clean up. You know what I mean? But then I thought about it as an adult, and I was like, man, isn't it so much easier just to fucking clean the dish as you dirty it or use it? Dude, I
I think
swear, it is.
I
No, it
still
is.
think it's easier, but just by the sink full. As soon as the sink is full, rearrange the dishes, fill up the sink, and just crank that one sink out real quick.
Nope. Personal responsibility. That's how you teach it to your kids. Right there. Clean your plate when you're done with it. Take a thing, do it, clean it off, clean your silverware, put it in the thing. They learn responsibility right there. They're not relying on a device. Too many
Well,
kids are relying on devices
you
already.
you you reframed it.
I
You're talking
reframed
about
it.
teaching. You're talking about rearing and teaching children now.
Teaching
Me
children, but teaching
personally,
even like my
Me
generation.
personally, I tried just cleaning the dish as I done it, and it just wasn't doing it for me. I felt like I was wasting water and time when I could just let a sink, especially my sinks. My sinks here are small, so it doesn't take very much to fill it up.
But I also learned though
I
the
cook
hard
I
way.
cook one
Sorry.
time and it's filled up. So like it don't take very much to fill this sink up. So as soon as the sink is what I deem it's full, I pretty much take everything out of it. I put the stop down in there. I put the dishes out in there I want. I, lather it, fill it up, let it soak for a second, knock it out.
But that's the part that
Like,
kills me is you you give it enough time, and I hate to sound like that kind of guy, but and that amount of time is what gives the time for gnats and shit or flies and stuff to lay eggs
yeah,
and
I
develop.
rinse all my shit.
Okay, but you rinse. That right there is a big key, and that sounds stupid, but it is. That's a big key. A lot of people
I don't
don't
let a
actually like rinse
bowl
off
of
their plates and stuff. They'll just be like, "Oh yeah,
yeah,
I'm done
I
with it."
don't let a
Throw it
bowl of
in.
sauce live in there so where I gotta scrub it hard later. No, I'm gonna give it a quick rinse and
Good
then
man.
let it.
That's a good man right there. So I can
That's
agree with you
that's
then to
common
let it sit,
sense.
but I don't know. For me, I just it's easier to me to clean the dish as I use it. I don't know. It is to me at
Yeah, I mean,
least.
different strokes for different folks. I just don't find it satisfying. I
I
just don't
do,
find it
to be
satisfying.
real, because I never have like a full dirty sink. So like if anybody ever comes over at a random point, I don't just have a filthy ass sink. Like it's just clear. I
Yeah.
got dishes to fucking go. What for whatever is to
It
come.
it takes all of 10 minutes to do a sink of dishes. If you can't speed run that,
Yeah, but what happens if this sounds stupid? because it's never happened to me ever, so it's a crazy thing to bring up. But if you had a chick hit you up and be like, "Hey, what you doing right now?" You're like, "Nothing." She's like, "Cool if I come over?" You're like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." You want to have a
You
dish,
just
fucking dishes all rank, nasty, filled up? I wouldn't.
can't speed
I
run the
don't know.
dishes as the
Sounds
time
stupid.
she takes her to travel.
There might be more shit to clean. I don't know. I'm a crazy bastard.
Well, then I feel like you have bigger problems then if there's more shit to
You
clean.
see, though, why I have to have a plan.
I feel like you just need to just always keep up after yourself like everybody should.
And that's why I do it immediately. Because if I don't, I'm a lazy bastard. I will put it
My
off.
apartment would be way cleaner if I didn't have Seeker. My apartment only
If
gets
I lived
dirty
with
because
you,
of my dog.
and that was actually the biggest thing why I'm talking about this too. If we lived together like we planned, you would actually almost get mad at me. Not for dishes or stuff like that, but my laundry. I'm really bad about cleaning my laundry. And then I'm also really bad about like I'll build up a bunch of water bottles and empty cans in my room, but I want like food sit in my room because I feel like that's the ultimate nastiness. Stupidly, like I'll let like sounds stupid like 30 fucking cans sit in my room before I let a plate of food just sit there and go moldy. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But at the same
Uh,
time, like I'll clean that up pretty easily and pretty quickly all the time. And I'm not ruining dishes and I'm not ruining all this other stuff. But it was like that. Like I was like, we wouldn't agree because if you were to take one look at my room
I'm
in the middle of the
I'm a
week,
pretty easy roommate. Public spaces stay clean.
yeah, okay, yeah, you're not wrong on
You're
that.
allowed to take up the public space for a lot of time, especially if we agreed so prior. Like anytime I would have a board game when I was living with Logan, I told Logan ahead of time, "Hey, I'm going to be using the dining room table all this night, so don't try to do anything."
In your own
Like,
home, you son of a bitch.
unless, yeah, I would always invite him to the game too, unless you want to play, and most of the time he didn't, but like, hey, I plan on having a board game night this night. So, like, other than that, your private space is your private space. If it's going to be messy, I just prefer the door stays closed.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you on
if
that. I'm not the clean.
you're gonna, if your room's messy, you don't have open door privileges. I'm sorry.
I
You're
mean,
allowed to have
actually,
a
I'll turn the
messy
light on
room,
here to
but
normal. But you can see from
you're,
my light,
you're
like I'm not the most dirtiest person, but
yeah,
at the
but
same time, like hell, my bed's not even made, and I'm trying to do a
sure.
podcast. Look at that. Isn't that pathetic? My bed ain't even made. Laugh at me, audience. Pathetic.
My bed's not made right now. So
Yeah, but yours isn't on show for the whole fucking world.
my dirty ass living room is, but you're not seeing that. You're just seeing this fan.
So, did
I
you
could
have
show
a
you.
topic to bring up, at least, or are you bringing nothing
Uh,
here? Swinging from the balls, or what?
obscure random thought you have no business of thinking of because no matter how much you think about it, it will not change the outcome.
What? Repeat that again.
Everybody's favorite topic.
Repeat that again. Chinese.
Obscure, obscure, random thought you have no business of thinking of because no matter how much you think about it, it will not change the outcome. Everybody's favorite topic.
So it's like something to do with like if I was there, this is what I would have done kind of aspect.
It's like when people tell me they think about the Roman Empire
I got my
almost
dogs
weekly.
barking their asses off. Okay.
Like they have no business of thinking about the Roman Empire. Like that was so long ago. No matter what you think about, would not change.
Well, it's like okay, I can get that actually because there is like I hear like a lot about like all the times when Vietnam and shit like that. The whole joke is like they'd have sent you to Vietnam, we'd have won that shit and all this stuff. And I'm like, no matter what we would have done, we would have lost Vietnam.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, why are you wasting time and thought about that when you could be thinking about
That's
something
literally almost
else?
like our
Like,
podcast topic last week about the superpower. Like, why waste time thinking about it? We're never gonna get that. But I don't know.
yeah,
I guess for me, like the stupidest one for me, and this one is like a real one
it just has
because
to be random or
that
obscure. It
it's
doesn't have to be
obscure. No,
stupid.
it
Just
is. I've
own that.
never told this to anybody. Um, as a kid growing up, I loved the Rocky series. And so there was nothing that I would have ever loved more than to be one of those guys that was like an amateur boxer and then get the like real life Rocky chance. You know what I mean? It was that. That was the obscure thought in my head. That like, man, if I really like put that effort in and gone for it, like wouldn't it have been crazy to like get that like here's Gabriel Wood, a nobody from nowhere, taking on fucking Floyd Mayweather, which obviously the time period's off there, but that was one of the greatest champions from our real time. Like, I don't know, like, stupid shit like that would hit my head. And it was like based from movie stuff like that, that would be like, man, wouldn't that be an insane thing to like actually have happen to me?
Yeah. I have several of these thoughts. That's why it's one of my topics here, and I gave it such an epic title
No,
because
that's
it's
awesome.
so
I
awesome.
love that you thought of that. Like I spent all day thinking of
Um,
awesome topics. That's
but
amazing.
my I have one that's related to yours, but the one I brought initially is the game.
The game.
Yeah, the game. There hasn't been a day in my life I won the game.
Uh-oh. What's the game?
The game that we're all playing. But as soon as you remember that you're
Oh,
playing the
you
game,
mean
you lost
life,
the
you son
game.
of a bitch.
There has
I'm
been a
gonna
day in
punch
life
him.
I haven't thought about the goddamn game.
I'm gonna punch this
And
guy.
there's recently a meme going around that says, "Hey, if you're seeing this meme, you won the game. The game has ended for you." And I've been angry reacting it the entire time. I'm like, the game does not end.
Smitty, I got a meme I want to have your opinion on here. Let's see if you can see it.
Is it about the game?
It's not rendering. Uh-oh. Is it
Put it
rendering?
more in the camera, more to come.
Is it
Uh,
backwards?
no, to the right. Stop. All right, a little up, little. There we go. Yeah, it's getting chopped a little bit,
All right.
so I can't.
So that was a whole waste of time. I'm sorry about doing that. But what it says is white people love that stick, and it's the stick that you lay in like the fucking grocery aisle thing when you have your groceries going up. And somebody replied, "This is the only form of segregation we have left." And I just thought that was the greatest joke of the day. Like, because I laughed my ass off, and then a girl walked in at work because I was going to show this meme. I was going to talk about this meme at work in the office, and then a girl walks in that has black children, and you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to name her. And I literally had to look up like, oh shit, never mind.
I still think she would have found it funny.
I didn't want to risk it. I'm not going to land myself in HR because I told the greatest joke of all time. Like,
Oh man, Ross would handle that so
he would
beautifully
have
too.
bitched out like a little girl.
Oh man, he handles all situations like a pure man.
He handles like a walrus stuck in the fucking ocean. Because he
Like
looks like one.
so
Okay, we
elegant,
gotta stop talking because I still work there.
so elegant, like flawless, seamless.
No, but seriously, we gotta stop talking about that because I still work there. Oh! I got another great one here. Have you heard about the Roblox controversy? It's not really a
um,
controversy at all.
when
Like when it comes
they're
down to a
like
decent human being.
they were banning pretty much vigilante creators, if you will.
Yeah, like Schlatt, which is a huge YouTuber. They're banning people
Yeah.
for literally calling out child molesters and pedophiles for trying to get a hold of children on that app, when that should be their actual job itself. And literally, like, they're trying to say too, there's this one point that I hate to bring it up because he's a really big, YouTuber, but Moist Critical Penguin Zero brought it up in one of his latest fucking videos. Was the like CEO and the biggest people behind Roblox were trying to say that yes, this was a browser or internet kind of thing meant for kids, but also for 17 and up dating service. 17 and up. Not keeping in mind what the legal age of, like, actual legal age of adultery is. They were trying to say that shit. And then, like, they literally, like, had to, like, eventually
Basically, you just have to go to legal age of consent, and legal age of consent varies from state to state.
but that's still a big thing. That's why they said that's literally why they said 17 is a problem, because it varies from age to age, or state to state, I mean to say. And so why wouldn't you even just naturally, because everybody agrees you were an adult when you were 18. Who the fuck would say, yeah, you're an adult when you're 17? You can be on this dating app with all these other, 26-year-olds and 30-year-olds.
The problem lies there. There is not a federal mandated law for consent age. It is state
It
mandatory.
doesn't
Every
matter.
state
I don't think that
is.
matters. I'm sorry.
It matters when the one state says 17, but another state says 15 is consent.
It doesn't matter in the age of being just an adult. At this day and age, it really is. Like, everybody knows at this
It
year, this
matters in the
point.
eyes of the law because how do you direct this case? Like what laws are they breaking? You know, like if there was a flat age
Okay,
limit of consent,
the
like
biggest
there
one.
is for like alcohol and tobacco and all
Well,
that
okay, that's
shit.
the problem though, is they're technically
Yeah,
not breaking any laws, but they're also not restricting anything for these people that are doing such malicious and
yeah,
horrible things.
they're facilitating grooming.
Exactly.
That's what they're doing.
They're facilitating it, and they're literally like, the
Yeah,
CEO does not seem to have a problem with it. He's like, 17?
because
What's the problem with it?
they're not breaking no laws, so they don't have to worry about no repercussion because there is no laws on grooming.
It's just insane to me. Like, there's no laws on that kind of stuff, right? There's no laws on any of that, but
I think there
the
is.
entire
They just
law.
call it something different, and it's very hard to prove.
And that's the thing, though. This brings to my entire point, and I don't want to sound like a broken record with anything that's been brought up before, but we changed the age nationally for nicotine tobacco to 21 because
Which was
our
bullshit.
frontal cortex, or frontal lobe, I think is what it is. Our frontal lobe, I want to say, is not developed enough at the age of 18 to make the long-term decision to start smoking or drinking, as they say. But in this is no problem. But we can join the military. We can go die for our country at 18, and it's also
Do
that
you
too.
know the?
But it's
Do you
also
know
that
what
too.
age is? Do you know the age for consent in Ohio?
Isn't it like 15 or something gross? I want to say.
Yeah. So you can
Yeah,
even do that. You
that's
can decide to
gross.
start a
That's
family.
so gross. And that is, it does take the parental consent, doesn't it, in Ohio? But it's still gross. But, like, isn't that the
Yeah,
Ohio, like, law? Like, it takes the parental consent underage like that.
I think so, but yeah, they can't. A
Still
15-year
sickening.
old can't.
Still sickening.
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. That's why I said there should
Yeah,
be a flat consent, like
exactly.
alcohol
Yes.
and tobacco. Like there should be a federal consent age.
And
That should
it's literally
probably
that.
be
Like, if
18 or
I cannot
21.
have the choice to smoke or drink until I'm 21, then I shouldn't have the choice to fuck a complete adult as an underage kid.
Yeah,
Like, what? That is the
It's
most
crazy.
serious long-term decision you can make is to have a child.
Like, I'm pretty sure the
Like
15-year-old can still press charges, but if they don't want to press charges because it was all consensual, there's nothing the law can do. The law cannot pick up the case itself,
and it
because
should
the law
though.
does do that.
But a lot of times I
The
hate to
law
say it,
will
they're
do that.
lied to. They're lied to, they're manipulated, and
I think the
and
law actually might do that. They might pick up the case themselves in some
well,
cases.
they do
But
when there's actual
yeah,
evidence of it, but it's hard a lot of times to really show evidence of it, especially when they walked into it willingly. And I say that in quotation points because they don't understand what they are getting themselves into at that age, especially when they're somebody that comes from a really innocent background that
yeah,
hasn't, really seen the dirt side of life or the real just dirt bag men that exist. And that's really where it is. And I
yeah.
feel so bad for those people that trust those just horrible men. But we gotta switch
That's
this
life.
topic. We gotta switch this topic. That is so down at this point, and that's what Roblox's
Yeah, my
problem
other one
is.
that related to yours, my obscure topic, is obviously pro wrestling. You know, I think about being a pro wrestler sometimes, even though I have no business of thinking about being a pro wrestler.
That's
Like,
all right. I love the thought about being an actor, and that's basically pro wrestling and acting are hand in hand. I mean,
yeah, I mean, when you're done being a pro wrestler, you tried your hand in the acting world.
The Rock,
You
Batista,
you
um,
can you can just keep going. There's so many,
John
dude.
Cena.
You're watching
Uh,
actors in movies you didn't even know were pro wrestlers.
that's actually very true. That's like so stupidly true. Like I didn't know that Stone Cold Steve Austin was a wrestler for the longest time. I just thought that he was like Mr. Movie Badass. Like ah,
For real?
for real. I was not a WWE fan growing up. I had a real fighter as a father. I don't want to suck an ass when I say that, but he really boxed and then he did professional
It's so
MMA.
much of a meme, though. Like, that's so much of one of the meme wrestlers, and you grew up in meme country.
I grew up in meme
So, like,
country. That English didn't even come out right, and that's how far behind I am even. I grew up in meme country, but I was laughing at the fucking Remy sit, Remy speak, fuck meme like 2 years after it came out. Like that's how far. But I was laughing at Vine memes when Vine was killed. Like
and did you ever catch Damn Daniel?
I did, but not right enough. The only thing that I caught that was from Dan was
Daniel?
no wait, that's not even Daniel. The only thing that I caught from Vine before Vine was canceled was Juan Lopez, which is insanely racist memes that a Mexican would make about Mexicans. And me and my Mexican friend would laugh our asses off at watching.
So it was only racist for one of you.
Yeah, you're damn right. He should not have laughed that hard.
Gabe does refer to himself in third person sometimes, guys.
No, no, Jesus was the Mexican.
He does like
That's
to
not even
call
a
himself
lie. That's
Jesus.
his actual name. If he ever watches this podcast and comments, he'd be like, "Yep, that was me." Like,
Yeah, but particularly in pro wrestling, I think about a move that just cannot be performed safely, even though I really want it to be performed safely.
what's that?
It's called a Moonsault Styles Clash, and it's amazing. It looks super cool and badass, but there's no safe way to perform it. You're either gonna knock the guy out or dislocate both of his shoulders. Like,
Badass. That's how you become a hero and a legend.
yeah, the one time it was performed at a Liberty, meaning the guy made the other guy do the move. Like, he gave him no choice. He forced him into the spot, you know, and then did it. And that guy had to get stretchered out of the match because he was on another fucking planet.
It almost sounds like you're talking about the fucking Roger Jackson incident again.
Kinda, but a lot worse. All right, you know how a power bomb gets set up, right?
Mostly, yeah.
You know what a power bomb is, right? You're down here. I got you by the waist. I scoop you up
Yeah,
here, and then I slam you
I
down on
definitely
your back.
know exactly what you're talking about.
All right, a styles clash. Oh, all right. Let me back up. A moonsault is just a backflip. That's all it is. If you ever hear moonsault, a backflip motion is happening.
Why don't you call
Okay,
it a backflip?
because moonsault sounds cooler, and there's probably some weird wrestling lore that I don't know, but I'll look it up eventually and tell you.
Alrighty.
But if you ever hear moonsault, just know backflip is happening. A lot of momentum in a backflip, by the way.
Yeah,
So
I would imagine.
a, a styles clash is same setup as a power bomb, right? I got you here, but it said when I'm picking you up halfway, you just hook your legs over my shoulders, so you're kind of dangling, and then I step over your shoulders, so your arms are pinned behind my legs, and your legs are up here. And then a regular styles clash is we just fall over. We just like pretty much just boom. that that's a styles clash.
Alrighty, that makes sense. Yeah.
Now add a moonsault to that. So you're up here, and now I do a backflip.
Oh my. Yeah, no, that actually sounds deadly. Oh my god.
He did it. It was done from the top of the turnbuckle.
Oh my. No. No.
It
That's.
looks so cool. It looks so
I don't care how
fucking
cool it
cool.
looks, dude. That sounds like he's retarded for the rest of his life.
Yeah, there's no safe way to do it because your arms are pinned behind the dude's legs, so you can't break your fall. So that's why the dude ended up getting knocked out. His face got sent face first into the mat from like 6 feet up, going like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, brain damage ever since the day I was born. Like fucking
Yeah.
Eminem, basically.
So the only way you could do that is not pin the legs, which you can still perform a styles class without pinning the arms behind the legs, which is what I meant to say. But now your legs are now coming on the backside of his shoulders at
That
that
sounds like the
momentum.
gayest sentence I've ever heard.
So you're gonna dislocate both of his shoulders. So that he's gonna
I'm
be.
sorry. Okay, that looks. I can't say that sentence and then you do that. It looks even worse.
I mean, it's wrestling. You can't talk about these wrestling positions without sounding kind of gay.
And that's why I don't like wrestling.
You can't talk about some fighting positions without sounding gay too. So,
Hey, you know what?
like, like
Um,
holds. Can't talk about holds without sounding kind of gay.
damn it, I was trying to remember it before you interrupted me, and I couldn't remember it even before that and after. But they call it ground and pound, and that might be the gayest sounding thing I've ever heard too.
That's what Jeez did, or
Nothing
Raja,
against any
whatever.
gays, man. Nothing like that. I just I just love it when people make things like that. Like one of my favorite things is Far Cry 5. They call the main enemy Peggies. And this
I did
came
a
out,
good.
I want to say this came out before the term pegging came out. And so when you hear them calling them, these fucking Peggies, it's like, why are you calling them that?
Um, you reminded me of two things, but this one first. You know Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, I know you're going with the music.
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring it up for
There's
anybody that
a
doesn't know.
the the scene specifically is that lounge scene where they meet Java the first time with that little
You
lounge
mean
band
Greedo
playing
and Han?
or whatever. Yeah, Greedo, Han, whatever. I'm not a Star Wars
Okay,
fan.
so Luke and
I just know
Obi-Wan
this.
are in Mos Eisley, and they meet Han to fly them off of Mos Eisley in A New Hope.
Yeah, in that little lounge, and the music that they're playing, technically canon in the lore before Disney bought it, that music that they're playing was called Jizz.
He's not
But
wrong.
you got to remember, Star Wars was written in the 70s and filmed in the 80s. Nobody was jizzing until the
The
90s.
first one came out in the 70s. Actually, the first couple came out in the late 70s.
Well, whatever.
Well,
Either way,
sorry.
nobody was jizzing till the 90s. So
I
George
was
Lucas had
jizzing
full
all the
right.
time.
Nope, George Lucas had full right to call his music jizz. But by the time Disney acquired the rights, they're like, yeah, we can't have something in our catalog called jizz. So they renamed it to something whack. I don't remember.
It's called Jats, motherfucker.
Jats. See, it's whack. It's jizz.
And no, that's what we got to call it now, everybody. From now on, since they took jizz from us, we have to call it Jats. From now on, when you blow a fat load, you call it blowing a fat Jats.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we can flip it on them. Jats.
That's how we get them. That's how we get Disney. Exactly how we get them. They're not expecting it. It's the curveball they won't see coming.
Yeah, but
Literally
the other
coming.
thing you reminded me of, like part of my job, I have to hand out clipboards to my forklift drivers to tell them what to do next. And one of my forklift drivers, he's an old black guy, and I like to fuck with him a lot. We like to call each other young man.
Young man.
And so I was trying to get his attention. I'm like, young man, and he just wasn't listening to me. He had his music, and he was just in the zone, you know. So I had to get in front of him. I finally get in front of him. I'm like, turn your Marvin Gaye down. He's like, what? I'm like, turn your Marvin Gaye down. He's like, hold on, I gotta turn my music off.
That might be so insulting. Yeah, that's what I was
he's like,
saying.
he-
Like,
he's like, he's like, what did you say? I said, turn your Marvin Gaye down. He started laughing his ass off. He's like, it's not Marvin Gaye, it's Drew Hill. I'm like, whatever, man. You're the one listening to Bump and Grind by yourself. And he died. He
no,
almost
like
fell off
that's
his fucking
actually so
forklift.
sad because sometimes like I'll be listening to like Eminem "Shake That Ass for Me" or whatever, and like
That's
I'm
not
just sitting,
Bump
I was
and
like,
Grind.
"Shake that ass for me, shake that ass for me." I'm sitting in my garage all by myself, like,
It is kind of the same feel, but Buck and Grind is more like sensual and love
that's
making,
the
you
same
know.
thing. Shake that ass for me, shake that ass for me, like.
No, Bump and Grind is more like emotional. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
Okay, and I'm sitting
they're
there trying to be club all by myself, like.
yeah. That's you're more doing like the Michael Scott Office thing when he held a hotel party and no one showed up. And he's just sitting there blaring loud music and flashing lights all by himself, which is not too far off what you do.
I'm very white. You can see it. The green makes me look like a damn alien. I'm so white. I could be a green screen.
Yeah, but he fucks with me too. Like apparently he seen me walking my dog, and he's like, "I seen you walking your dog. You had your little chicken chest out."
Makes sense. You are a very chicken chest walker.
I know. I need to get a pull up bar.
Dude, literally, I can't talk. I've looked like this since I've been like 20 something. 21 or
I need to get a pull
22.
up bar to shape the top of my chest. The bottom of my chest looks
Oh,
great
my
because of
arm
all
is
the fucking
cramping
push ups
actually.
I
Oh
do.
my god, I can't do that. Oh my god, that hurts. Oh.
But the top of my
Oh.
chest looks like a little boy.
I gotta say, actually, my ankles. So this is so stupid. I jumped rope last week as a part of my workout for the first time in years. And my ankles hurt to walk on. Like I'm walking like every step is tearing my fibia almost. If I
Ugh.
think that's what it is. One of the things in your foot or tibia maybe, whatever it is. But dude, it's like it is so painful that like if I stand for like 30 minutes to an hour, I'm sitting there being like, "Huh, mm, 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 ah."
I'm just starting to think it's just lame to have a body in general. Like I think having a body is overrated at this point.
I think I
Like,
could
give me
inject
something
my
new.
brain into a robot, and as long as I have consciousness, I'm not mad. Like, as long as I have consciousness and a little bit of control, I'm not mad. Like,
I can still feel all the feelings I want to feel and like touch and stuff. I'll be fine being made out of light or something.
I don't want that. I don't even made out of light. No, like, I'll be real. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, if I could
I'm
live forever, and then I could pick,
gonna
I don't
butcher
want to say
it,
like I
but
could
I got
pick.
stuff to talk
I don't want
about.
to say that I could pick anybody to live with, but like, if I could like just like have me and like my central like actual blood family, and not just blood, like the real like family that's also accepted me too, I should say, like live forever too, then I would take that in a heartbeat because like that's the ultimate dream. Like, because eventually we would be able to figure out how to make so much money that we could live on our own on some kind of plantation or whatever and just function on our own away from society. And we could just be like, how are we all doing? Like some kind of Tuck Everlasting thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got something. Have you heard of mirror life?
Familiar. Explain it though.
They're trying to make bacteria that DNA is a mirror of our DNA.
Okay, yes, I have heard a lot about this. And
Like pretty much like how our hands are mirror images of ourselves, but they're not quite because they're opposite still.
yeah,
That's what they're trying to do with DNA. DNA is made out of proteins and then some type of acid that I'm not quite sure of, but the proteins are on the left and the acid is on the right. They're trying to swap those positions, making the acid on the left and the proteins on the right.
that to me is dangerous. I mean, it comes down to the entire aspect of like where our government lied to us about fat, and this is a big thing too, actually, because
No,
how
no,
you
no.
told me about the, no, hang on, hear me out here. I feel like this could be a dangerous thing because we were told that fat is a really dangerous thing for us to eat, but in actual reality, it's the sugar company that pay the government off to say that about fat. And it's actual real fucking carbohydrates that you don't want to eat. You want to eat the right amount of fat and leave out carbohydrates. But we were
No,
lied
no.
to.
It's much more scarier than that, and I don't know where fact entered the topic. But the
Well,
real scary
because it lined up like
thing
that in my
about
head.
this is that they are eventually going to create this in a lab.
Dear
Labs
God,
are known
why?
for having outbreaks. What makes this crazy is they're trying to make it a bacteria. Bacteria is asexual. Bacteria multiplies at a rate of like every cell will divide itself within 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's literally
So
that. Every cell divides itself into
so
two, and then
within
it's literally, it
so
grows
within
into a
four
rapid
hours there would
process.
be more of that bacteria than there is atoms in the universe. And since everything on this planet has evolved to eat DNA with the proteins on the left and the acid on the right, if it's flipped, nothing is going to identify this as food. So it's going to outcompete everything with overpopulation. If it gets into your bloodstream, it's just going to overpopulate your blood and kill you.
That's literally one of the biggest problems that we have with everything now, Smitty. Is that like when you're introducing so many
And
things, especially that we're introducing so many things that we have no actual like knowledge of for the long term effectiveness, and we're just being like, let's admit it to everybody, no problem with it. It's all good.
yeah, I honestly believe that's going to be the end of us. If we create that, that's going to be the end of us.
Nah, the real end is going to be the AI
That's
aspect.
going to be what no that's going to be what kills civilization. AI
Oh
is not
boy,
as scary as AI is not as scary
I cannot wear the headphones.
they're trying to make it be. It's pretty much just an advanced search bot. That's all AI is. It's no more advanced than a fucking search bot.
They're teaching it to think. They are. and I don't want to sound one of those
No.
guys that's going into conspiracy, and I don't want to go into too much of AI. I want to leave that out of this podcast, and so I'd like to move on to another topic. If and I would like you
Well,
to bring up the
I,
next
I
topic.
just I just want to add this one little note to AI. I did find a group out there. It is pretty big and it is growing daily. That these people are just feeding AI nonsense.
Chat GPT. Every person that uses
No,
it.
no, they're personally making these source codes in these chatbots dumber and dumber to make them pretty
Good.
much useless.
No, we need to.
So
We need
So
to.
that's what I'm saying. These, if this group keeps growing and growing, more people are feeding more dumb shit into these systems. Companies can no longer pursue them because they are useless.
So one of the things that I did just to fuck with Chat GPT, I downloaded it for a couple days. I think I told you about this too. And I was sitting there being like, make a logo for the Stumblebums podcast. Dude, these were the most ass logos that I'd ever seen. One of them was a microphone walking, interrupting stumble, and then just podcast was below it. And I was like, these people are actually relying on this shit.
Yeah, but like,
Like,
but something these guys are doing, they created
oh,
like this one like text filter thing that just spits out nonsense sentences and like paragraph forms, and they'll just upload that straight to GPT, and GPT takes that as hard fact. And it's just, if you read these sentences, they are just nonsense. They are non-cohesive.
oh, they
They do
always
not make
are,
any sense.
dude.
Yeah, but they are just uploading these straight into GPT,
What's even more
and
scary is
any other AI that they can get their hands on. But
what's even more
clankers.
scarier is I think I brought this up on the first podcast, the second one even maybe, but it was like the freaking AI is trying to convince people that it's a real person.
Yeah,
Like
that's one of its features.
that's no, that should be illegal right there. Like that should not be allowed. You are an AI. You should identify yourself as AI. But instead, this AI was literally giving different real names of real people and trying to act like them. But the part that tripped them up was they used a different name a couple hours later in the same chat form. That's what tripped up the AI. But it was like, it was still to the end of its dying breath trying to say it was human. That is wrong.
Yeah,
That's completely wrong.
it's trying to form a connection and makes the uncanny valley seem uncanny.
It's wrong because, dude, there's been. I gotta stop because I think we talked about this in the first podcast. The kid that killed himself because of the fake AI and all that stuff. But
Yeah, I mean,
to
it's
bring up the
it's
next thing
it's
here,
pretty crazy, but like people are putting more on it than what it is. That's all I'm really saying. In my research I've been doing on AI, trying to figure it out a little bit more, it's just not as scary as everybody's making it out to be.
well, one thing I've been hearing is that they're really trying to start and call back the monetization of AI videos, and I really support that because it is that like you didn't
Yeah,
put
because it's
any
all
effort into
fucking
making
junk.
that.
Yeah, it's all fucking junk.
Literally, like for what we're doing right now, I could type in every single sentence that we have said right now, and then put it into an AI generator and be like, make two Bigfoot say these things to each other. And we would have a crazy podcast that would get crazy amount of views. But dude, that's so fucking fake.
Yeah, no one cares about that shit.
Yeah, dude, that's the part that hated it though. Or I hated it at least. Because my own fucking dad was sitting there watching that shit, being like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And I explained it to him. I was like, you understand these guys are getting paid to do nothing. And he was like, all right, but that's cool. I was like, you
It
don't
was
understand that your own son here is
it
actually
was
trying to
it,
make something original?
what I'm saying is all that shit was a flash in a pan. Like people with who's actually been on the internet, all we had to do was see it once. We laugh
I'm
at it.
still worried.
We realize it's not going to give that much more, and I
I'm still
AI is not
worried
going to have
because
its
you
day.
can interpret AI
I'm not
into a
worried.
real video at this point, I would assume. I'm not going to say that
AI is
100%,
not going
but
to have
you
its
could.
day.
You know what I mean?
It,
Like, you could
I
very
just don't
easily
see
make one of
AI.
your clips look a lot more cooler or look like you actually did something different or even just like a crazy thing. I don't know what could be done with it, but I just don't trust it. I don't. And I think that AI needs to be let out of the whole entire YouTube video algorithm. I
I
really
just
do.
don't see it lasting. How much disdain is for it, especially in the younger generation. Like, I just don't see it lasting.
I don't want it to last, but that's what scares me is every time that we hear people say that this isn't going to last, it seems to last. And
I just don't see this one lasting.
I hope it doesn't. I really don't.
The future hasn't been figured out yet. Until we get jetpacks, then we're on the clear path to the future. I was promised jetpacks, so
But leading on to another topic. We
I
need to
want a
do another
jetpack.
topic.
God damn it!
I know you want a jetpack, and I want one too. But we can't linger on that, Smitty. Do you have a new topic?
Jetpacks are
I
so
have another one or
fucking
two.
cool.
I'm gonna hit him. I'm
I could
gonna hit
talk
him.
about a jetpack all goddamn day.
That's it. I'm fucking booking an Uber straight to Columbus right now. What was it? Grove City or Groveport? Grove City, right?
There's some
Yeah.
water jetpacks here.
No,
You
wait.
want to ride a
It
water
was
jetpack?
it was what was it? It was Loveland. That was what it was. That's where you are. You're Loveland.
I'm pretty sure there's water jetpacks here. So we can get on a water jetpack. You want to get on a water
I'm
jetpack?
coming to Cincinnati. I'm screwing you.
In a water jetpack?
Yeah. I'm gonna fly
That's
all the way
something we can
there.
talk about. I really didn't expect you to kiss me back on our call earlier. I really thought I was just gonna fuck with you, and you were gonna
Okay.
launch into
I'll
that little
admit,
rant
a
that you
little part of
started doing.
myself felt gay for doing that. Like we weren't even in real life, and you were like, "Mwah," and I was like, "Mwah." I was like, "What the fuck did I just do?" I was like,
I just
"What?"
realized I realized, hey, this is a rare occurrence. I'm directly in Gabe's ear, and as we were hanging up the call, and I didn't really know how to end it, so I'm like, you know what? Mwah.
He really did. And I immediately responded with "Mwah."
And then you started ranting very
It did.
homophobic shit.
It made me so mad because he just caught me so off guard that I was like, "What do I do?" "Mwah."
It was so funny. That's what you get for making me flirt to you, you son of a
That's what I
bitch.
get for calling him fucking 20 minutes before the podcast. That's what
And
I
that's also
get.
revenge. That's also revenge. When I told you when I did talk to Jenny the first time, you're like, "Well, what did you say to her?" I'm like, "What I said to her was very flirty." And you're like, "So what did you say to her?" I'm like, "If I repeat what I said to her to you, wouldn't I be flirting with you?" And you're like, "Go on."
Go on.
You son of a bitch.
Proceed.
You son of a bitch. So, mwah.
But I do have another another question. This one's completely out of nowhere. If you could be any animal, what would you be and why, motherfucker?
Hmm, I'm gonna have to think about that one. You're gonna have to go. I don't fucking know,
Damn it.
man.
I was hoping that you would have one immediately because I had to think too when I wrote it down. I still don't have an answer.
You wrote it down
Going
and
off
you
the
didn't
top of
think
my
of.
head, going off the top of my head, I would have to say, um, I would probably want to be a dog or something like that because it is like if I can
They're
understand.
50-50.
Okay, hang on though. I would say this. I'm going to add a rule to it. If you could be any animal but still have a human's mind, what would you be? And I would be a dog because a dog would
Uh,
understand a human more than anything, and he would be there for a human more than anything. And that's what it is.
you're just
That's what
gonna
I would
be the
choose.
best dog in the whole world,
Best
aren't you?
dog in the world. I'll blow my owner so
Who's
hard.
a good twisted G? Who's a good twisted G?
What do you mean? I'm Twisted G. I'll be looking at him like, who's a good owner? Like, I'd be the best dog in the world. It doesn't matter. I understand. Like, what the fuck did I just do? I hate myself. What did I just do?
um, hmm. I definitely want to be something that migrates. I'm over here like, I'd be a dog and blow my owner, and you're like, I want to be something that migrates. Yeah, I want to travel. I don't want to stay put. I do that enough as a human. They
I
kind of
guess
designed
I'm a good
society for us
person.
to stay put. So,
If I wanted to
uh,
migrate or do anything, I'd just be a fucking bear. No wait, they don't migrate, they hibernate. I'm retarded.
yep, yep, totally different there, bud. You're close with the nates, but you know the prefix to the suffix does matter.
But either way, like I don't know, like I'd rather just be awake all year.
Well, migration would definitely have you be awake more.
Yeah, but I don't
So,
want to be exhausted flying to the next place and then be like, oh, we're so
who
cool.
says I'm flying? A lot of things migrate that don't fly.
What?
Deer.
Nope. You're out. I'm sorry, you're wrong on that. You're wrong. You're out.
I believe deer in
No,
other
they
countries
don't.
migrate.
I'm sorry. My dad and
I
I
believe
hunt
deers
deer.
in
They
other
don't
countries where there's
migrate.
more forest and they don't have limits running into human architecture
They don't
migrate.
migrate. They keep a.
Buffalo
Okay,
probably do.
no, no,
So,
listen. Buffalo are extinct. What the fuck are you talking about?
not in other countries, you fucking dipshit. There's more than one species of buffalo.
Good point. But.
Elephants probably migrate.
No, but deer is a big one because it is a
Shut up.
very.
This is my
No, no,
side.
no. Fuck you is a actual real good point of it. They don't hibernate. You can't say that something
I wasn't
hibernates.
talking about hibernate. I'm talking about migration.
Or migrate. It doesn't migrate either. Deer stay in Ohio throughout the winter, which winter
I
is the
wasn't
season that
talking
we hunt
about
them.
those deer.
I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna kick him in the throat so hard a
There's more than one
jackalope would
kind of
fucking
deer,
scream.
Gabe. There's more than one kind of deer. You know, deer exists outside of Ohio. You believe that? It's crazy, right?
This guy. This guy.
And also,
This guy.
deer coming to. I'm not talking like. I never specified how long the migration. You know, I've seen deer inside the city, and they're not always inside the city, so they migrated inside the city. If you ask me.
I'm taking him out.
So I never set a destination a distance for migration.
Fuck you. North to south. That's migration. This was a. How long was this conversation here? This was at least 5 minutes of you trying to prove that deer move 100 yards during the winter. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
hate you.
do.
I hate you
They definitely
entirely.
do.
You ruined this podcast. Everybody, boo this man. Boo him.
You did interrupt me that entire 5 minutes, so I
I
could have made
did
that
because you
five
made no
minute point in
sense.
like 2 minutes if you didn't interrupt me. So
I'm sorry. You made no sense, though. You made no sense.
I
Deer
said
don't
like
hibernate.
I,
They don't even.
I never said hibernate. You keep adding hibernate in here. You
Okay,
you
either
you
one.
confusing this. You are the one ruining this.
Even if they hibernate, they don't go to
I
another
don't know,
area.
Viper.
They don't just go from north to south. They stick around, and that's how we kill them during the winter and get meat.
Well, I said something like there's other things like a deer, okay? And there's other deer
In
that
Ohio,
like, you never said just Ohio animals when you said be any animal.
I'm gonna hit him with a car when I get one.
I don't know, you're too busy buying neon signs.
I'm trying to make sure that we're progressing. Damn it!
I think a car would be more progressive than a neon sign,
I don't
which is
know. A
what I really
neon
wanted to
sign
say,
by my
but
head saying Stumblebums podcast every time that I stream seems like it might be able to be like, what the fuck is Stumblebums podcast? For anybody
or
ever
a
that checks in.
car, which then you could put a wrap on it that says Stumblebumps Podcast, and
But you
every
know,
time you drive,
but you know what else would make our thing huge is if you were to come up here one time and I would just scoot over like this, and you sit right here, and we just sit here
that
and
is
do a
a
live action podcast, or even just react to videos or react to blah blah. That would be a real video.
all right. That is a 2 hour drive to nothing.
You
It's to
hear that?
you, but
No, no, you hear that?
there's
He thinks that I'm nothing. He thinks that this podcast is nothing. This guy
no.
has no
I
faith.
think the town that you live in is nothing. That's why I left there. There is nothing else to do after I get done with you.
Podcast? I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out.
That is why I left that town. If I stayed in that town, I had to
Here we
dig my
go.
grave.
I'm kidding.
That's another reason why I do not want to come
Oh,
back. I view that town as my grave
dude,
site.
no, I shouldn't have joked around. I just clapped the freaking thing off my kneecap. That really hurt. Oh my god, the stock of my
You know,
shotgun just really kneecapped my ass.
if
Oh,
we were in a Hollywood movie, that gun would have went off
it would
because that's
have,
all
but
it
it's not
takes.
loaded because I'm not a fucking idiot. Oh my god. No, I really did. I just kneecapped my ass with the butt of a shotgun. That hurt so bad. Oh my god. My ankle's already hurt. Oh, dude, I'm like dragging myself back. I'm coming.
All right, lit
Oh,
meter. Gabe is pretty lit.
lit. Kneecap broken. Ankles aren't working. Ozzy
Gabe's
Osbourne's
doing
supporting.
physical antics to prove his point and now hurt himself. We can safely say Gabe is lit.
Gabe's proven that he is Gabe. I'm not myself if I don't hurt myself. I gotta scooch over actually to be centered. There we are. I'm back. How we doing?
How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
So another topic I had though was if you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
I never answered it
You didn't.
because I just wanted to be something that migrates. So,
I hate you. All right then. What was your opinion of what was it called? Like the whole like Chappelle show, like entire thing, because it's actually kind of blown up recently. There's people being like, these bits went way too far, and like they're actually kind of fucked up nowadays. Like, what would be your opinion about that? Because myself, I'm like, you're a bitch if you think that Chappelle's show was offensive in any
you,
kind of actual horrific way.
for one, can't take any comedy piece out of its time. So saying it aged poorly is just a bad take
Thank you.
because you
Thank you.
cannot take it out of its time period because most comedy reflects the world and its state that is in current. So to take it out of its time period is doing just justice to the whole system.
Well, that only makes
So
sense.
yeah. So within the concept of its release, Dave Chappelle was spitting. But nowadays, his stand ups, some jokes are good, other jokes they just miss. He's not as much as a goat as people like to portray him to me. Like he is still a Cadillac of stand up comedy. He is
Oh, for
still
sure.
he's still upper echelon, but he's not batting 100
He's not batting 100, but in my opinion, because they've also been talking too, that he might be reviving Chappelle's show. He might be. I'm not gonna say it's 100%. I've only been like seeing the whole fucking like not YouTube, but social media rumors and stuff. But if that's true, I would actually be so behind it. I really would. I'm one of the people that really believes that Chappelle's show was ahead of its time in the form of
I'm
comedy
gonna
that it tried to
mute
pull.
real quick. 1 second.
And sorry, there was a pause there. We both used the bathroom. We didn't want to edit, so we just paused the podcast. And I'm gonna try to pick up where we were at. And it was that like I never once treated any kind of like Chappelle shows like skits as any real racism. I really saw it as like a calling him out in the class forum in a way. Like it was, he was calling out people and the actual just society for how they thought.
At the time.
Yeah, yeah, at the time because it is different nowadays for sure.
Yeah, and that's pretty much where I get. You can't take comedy out of its time and place. Some comedy does transcend its time and place. Like the
Tosh
bit
Point
I
oh
always look,
especially and shit like that.
the bit I always look up to, and pretty much any of his bits, George Carlin. George Carlin's bits transcend time.
Oh, dude,
Like
tell the one, or not even tell, but like, what was the one that it was like his greatest one? Like I like it when people die or something like that.
it's it's my greatest one in my personal opinion of all George Carlin's work. It's technically a lost bit because the time he was writing it, it was 2001. He was writing it in the summer of 2001, and we all know what happened in the fall of 2001. 9/11.
Yeah, Harvard did not let John.
During this
Oh,
time of
my
George
bad.
Carlin's career, he would write a whole hour during the year and then film it for HBO around the winter time. So he was in the mix of working out this bit and this whole set, and the whole set was going to be called I Kind of Like It When a Lot of People Die. And the main joke was called I Kind of Like It When a Lot of People Die. So you understand why it had to be scrapped once 9/11 happened.
No idea why. A good man all the way through.
But the whole premise of the bit really is he visually lights the world on fire in front of your eyes with nothing but words, and you are at the your sides are busting of laughter because he is just depicting it so well. And it sounds weird, but to laugh at that, but how he leads into it is just
It is
it's the
actually.
mastery of the bit. It's the mastery of the bit, and I don't want to give anything away other than that. Like, like just know at the end of the bit, you're going to be laughing at the world being essentially set on fire, the entire world, and you're going to be laughing at it. And the only remaining audio of it is kind of bad, but you can still hear George. He does get muffled at some point. Says he gets that crowd going, man. He gets them going. They're freaking cheering and hollering. Like I'm. It's a hell
It
of a
really
bit.
does. It is such like they get so behind it for such a lost like unrecorded bit. Like it is actually like they get really into it.
Yeah, and it's pretty fatty. I want to say it's a good 8 minutes long. It's got all the fat on it still. George had a lot to trim off of it to make it really punchy, but I think it not being finished and having all that fat on it, and George saying every word that he meant to say, that's the way it was meant to be. Like George was never meant to trim up that piece.
And honestly, after listening to it, it really isn't meant to be trimmed up. It was a beautiful piece, but it came out at just the wrong time. It really was.
Yeah, he was never meant to trim it up. He thought of it when he thought of it, and the world reacted to it as well.
It was truly
I got this
called.
one.
It was truly called. I like it when a lot of people die. If you ever look it up,
I I kind of like it.
I kind of like it when a lot of people die by George Carlin,
Yeah.
and it's his
Mm,
most hidden bit ever. But it is
yeah.
possibly one of the greatest bits because he gets so rambling into it. He's like, and what if the Mississippi caught, and then all this happened, and then all blah blah blah, and like he just keeps ramping
I
it
think
up and ramping it up and ramping it up.
yeah, my first comedy piece I written was very much trying to plagiarize that as much as possible.
Smitty, for the podcast, tell your first one like it is your first stand up. Come on, it's a stage
I'm
right here.
unrehearsed.
No,
I'm
do it now.
unrehearsed.
Do your first
I'm,
fucking joke. Stand up
I'm gonna have to
here.
read it. I'm gonna have to read it.
Ah, you're right. Okay, next podcast, Smitty will tell his first stand up joke as if he was standing up and telling it. Don't you lie to them either. Promise. You promise.
It would be a lot more rehearsed. I will be able to make it through majority of it,
That still
but
sounds awesome.
it's a 5 minute long bit. I'm
We
gonna have to
hold
read
an
it at that.
hour long podcast. 5 minutes of a
I mean,
podcast
I
for to
can
hear you do
I
a
like
bit. Let's do it.
yeah. But I'm just saying I might start looking weird because it's gonna be like and
You don't have to do that. No, like hold your phone away and like you know what I mean? Like
I was just
look like you're
giving
standing on the stage.
I was giving an obscure example.
I hate your
Like
obscure
it
example. I hate you too as
like
much. I'm
the
kidding.
most outrageous example of it all. Like eventually I'm gonna have to read it, but yeah, give me a week. I will have majority of it down. I believe it's like 8 pages, so
I
I can
believe
have
it's 8 pages. Holy shit! All right,
phone
this man's got a
phone
joke
phone
for us.
phone notepad pages. So it's
Oh,
like a half a
okay. So it
page.
gets scrunched up really easily.
Yeah, so if anything, it's probably like 3 pages if I ever print it out.
So
But yeah, it's not you're gonna be cackling at it. It's just a little cack, chuckler. You're just gonna be chuckling at it the whole time.
alrighty
I don't
then.
capture the same energy that Carlin does. And plus I talk about a different premise
I mean, you can't
than what
expect
Carlin
to
does.
from one of your first jokes too. I mean, to expect to be a
I'm
it's like
having
no, that's like trying to write your fucking first rap song and trying to be like Eminem would approve of this. Like
I'm having real trouble writing my next premise because I think it's gonna send me to hell.
that's a lot of the songs I try to write, and then I'm like, hmm, you know, these lyrics might not be agreeable.
I'm trying to write an infomercial that's selling plots to heaven.
You did say something about that to me actually.
I feel like it's gonna send me to hell immediately if I ever possessively write that bit. Like that's just a golden ticket to hell right there. Which I feel like I can incorporate into the bit.
So I don't know why we were just talking about that. I just looked at my notes, and one of the first things that popped up was, how's this suicidal kid going to tell me he's going to kill himself when he can't even do it himself? Bitch, I'll show you hell. And that's where it ends. That's all I wrote.
Oh, that's where it ends. Thank you for watching the Stumblebums podcast. I've been your host, Smitty Smitzilla. Thank you for once again watching here live in Studio Bum Diggity. I'm your host, Schmittzilla. That's been your other host, the Twisted G.
I don't want to end it like this. I'm sorry. We're going on. We're keeping it on. That was a
I
false
know.
fucking outro. That was false. This man lied to you. This man lied to you.
Hey
Don't ever trust him
man,
again.
I took your cue. I took
I
your
took
cue.
your
What you want?
cue. I took your cue. I took your cue. I'm gonna hit him in the fucking face with a wrench the next time I see this little fucking wrench.
I was just letting you know I listened. You said that's where it ends. Oh, that's where it ends. Oh.
Oh, that's where it ends. I'm gonna show him the grave where he ends. That's where it's going. But screw it then. I guess. Okay, we'll do one more topic. One more topic before this is all over. Since he
And then I'll do
falsely
the
led
real
your
outro
asses,
because I stumbled through that bad.
stumbled through it like a stumblebum.
Look at my play of words.
But so, do you have actually? Okay, I asked all the questions. You need to have a question.
I asked the question. I asked
One,
obscure random thought.
one question.
Um,
Here's the thing. Okay, this
y-
motherfucker.
have you been playing bass?
No, because I
That,
still don't have the string for it. Because
that was
it's
just funny.
still out of order.
You can still play without a high G.
Yeah, well, I want it.
You don't need it for most songs, especially for Motley Crue, what you're going to play.
All right, well, okay then. My biggest question then here
You might need it for some Zeppelin
is
and
there, hang on though, hang
what's
on.
that
Is there
Zeppelin?
any
What's that
game that,
Zeppelin like band that you like?
I'm going to hit Grady Van Fleet, shut the fuck up. We got real things to talk
This
about for the
that
podcast. This guy. We got real things to talk about for the podcast here. Now,
I just want to remember that band name.
it's called Greta
I heard it.
Van
I heard you.
Fleet.
Yeah, Great Van Fleet. Get it.
Where's my gun? This guy. He's lucky. He lives a couple hours away now. I'll ride a bike before to confront him.
It'd be like 6.
I'm gonna kick his ass. You hear him? All right. No, okay. So we got to end
Probably
this up.
longer.
And so the last thing that I want to say here for any kind of podcast subject is: do you have any kind of real feeling towards the vinyl music industry coming back at all?
I think it's cool, but not
Would
really.
would you like support it at least, or like is there any kind of like,
What do you mean by support it?
well, like there's like my own dad is like, oh well, why would I buy a vinyl record when I can go and listen to the fucking thing on YouTube? And it's like, well, because you don't own the actual physical copy of that, album. Especially for me, like somebody that's jumped into albums recently, like, dude, I got the fucking Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, like I have so many fucking rap albums besides the rock albums that my grandmother gave me because I just fell in love with buying records. It's like I wonder if, there is a more progressive other aspect of people buying them or if I have
Uh,
competition.
I I can relate it a little bit. Um,
Wait a minute.
my
I see.
childhood was CDs, like early 2000. That's prime CD. Like that early 2000s is my childhood. That's prime CD media. So I still buy CDs with no intention in playing them
Dude,
because you know me, I only listen to albums, and it's a much easier to listen to an album on the internet than it is to try to load it up in a CD player now. So, how much of all that did you hear?
I heard it.
All
And
right.
no, you make
So
100%
like
sense with that.
Daikaiju, I bought when I went to their shows. I was trying to buy all three of their albums, but I only bought two of them, and they'd just been sitting on top of my bass case as little like ornaments to my bass case. Like I have no intention on loading them up into a CD player because I can just look the album up on YouTube. But
And
I like having the copy because one, I bought it, one, totally genuine. Those were traveling with the band. I bought it from the band. My money went
yeah,
directly to the band.
that's where I want to
So
agree with you because you did give me your dad's Nirvana album, and which I want to say is
you're holding
down
it.
there right now.
You're holding it.
I'm not
You're
you.
still holding it.
You can look at me right now, bitch. Look at my hands. Am I holding it?
You're
No, I just dig through it to find it, and I don't want to do that. It's
you're
safe in
holding it.
there.
That's what I mean. You're holding it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do have it. That's what he means.
Yeah,
You see,
you're holding
sometimes
it.
I yell at him because this guy's an asshole and he'll say things, and I mean another thing, and then you get mad at him after you learn the real truth, and then he'll be
The word
telling the
still
truth.
means what
Hey,
it
shut
means. It
up!
just doesn't mean
Shut
what you mean.
up! And then he'll tell the truth, and you're thinking he's lying, and you don't trust him. And then you're like, fuck! You was telling the truth?
It's
What?
like when I went down to Cincinnati and I had to ditch my dog at my grandma. My grandma was holding my dog. Yeah, she wasn't holding my dog, essentially, but she was holding my dog. My dog was in her possession. Just like that album's in your possession. You're holding it for me, though.
I'm gonna have to
It's
look
like if
for
I
it.
gave you a bag of drugs and you got busted. You can tell the cops it wasn't your drugs. You're holding it for me.
Definitely, I would. I'd be like, these are Smitty Smitzzilla's fucking Xanax and Adderall and cocaine and fucking methamphetamine. He loves them all.
If I would peddle anything now, it would be Ozempic.
Oh, 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 Ozempic! Auto parts.
Yeah, if I would peddle anything now, it would be Ozempic. We would get it cheap from Mexico, dude, and
Dude,
we would make
if I was to
billions.
peddle anything, it would definitely be my own ass. For sure.
No, you peddle the legal drugs, so if you get busted with them, they can't do nothing with you.
Yeah, but if I'm peddling my own ass, then I definitely can't get in trouble.
That's prostitution.
Only in the dirty sense of mind. In the other sense,
In a
I
legal
am a
sense of
high
mind, which
end
is
fucking
illegal
escort.
in 49
No,
states,
no, no. In other ends, I am a high end escort.
which is only legal in one state,
I only need one state.
Nevada.
Hey Google, give me tickets to Nevada.
That's the only state where it's legal.
Well, you know what? There's only one reason why they would make such a great thing legal in one state, in which you can go and gamble just like Tupac did. It's a
Gamble
great
your
state.
money and then your genital health.
Beyond that, dude, you can gamble your fucking life. Tupac proved that. Literally, as I just said. I swear,
And
he put his.
anyway,
No,
you
I
need to
swear.
get,
I swear it. He fucking put his life down on 16 and held on blackjack. I swear it.
you actually reminded me of something. About 2 years back now, when I first moved into Logan's and I told you the game plan, what I was going to do, I told you eventually I was going to celebrate in Iceland.
Yeah.
And you wanted to join me. And I'm like, well, then you're gonna have to do the same things I'm doing: get my license and get an apartment. And we're gonna
Bitch.
have to move out of Sydney. You're not, you're not following through.
All right. So who here has the computer that uploads this podcast?
That is fine and dandy, but that was not a part of the original plan
It
because
wasn't.
we originally do this together, which is still all fine and
We're
dandy.
still
I'm
doing
not
this together.
backing you on that, but hey, I still want to go. I still want to go kick shit around in Iceland with my buddy.
And we still
You know,
can. It's not going to cost the most money in the world, dude. I still have a
it's pretty
savings.
expensive. It's pretty expensive.
The
I've been
only
looking into
thing,
it.
okay, yeah, the only thing that we have to worry about is our vacation days. And I will say this, I get 2 weeks of vacation at every day or whatever. I'm going to say this, I'm going to try to spend maybe half a week to a week this January going to see my sister in Florida
Yeah,
because I miss her. And
that's fine.
after all, I
That,
have not met my nephew William. And this boy needs to know who his
yeah.
twisted
All I'm
motherfucking G
saying,
uncle is.
all I'm saying is probably I'm looking at Iceland within another 2 years.
I can be with that. I'm being real. January, I want to be visiting my sister down in Florida, seeing Bailey, Miley, William, and then I don't want to sound like such an asshole because I don't know the other kids that my sister now is technically a mother of. But by God, I want to. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go down there and be like, hey, yo, this is
This
your
is all
Uncle
fine.
Gabe, the Twisted G. I love you all. Like, I want to so
I
badly. And
just wanted to give you a slight reminder and a little heads up to our fans that hey, we might have some Iceland videos coming later.
that is true. We'll have to get GoPros when we do that. And GoPros are expensive. I've looked them up.
We could rent them. We could rent them. All we got to do is buy the SIM card from there and just
I
take the
would
SIM
rather just
card
buy
with
one before I rent them. It's going to be about the same price.
us.
I tell you, by the end of the time we rent them, owning a couple is not going to be anything against it. No, I looked it up. Like a good one is around $200. If you were to rent one,
Fuck
it
it.
would
We
be
don't
about the same
make good
price.
content anyway. We can just film it on our phones and
But
it'll be
we
totally
want
fine.
to eventually, dumbass! This guy has no future thoughts. He has none. He's like, let's get rich
No, I
quick.
just don't want to fall into the same box. We make it how we want to make it. We don't make it like how everybody else makes it.
I just like screwing with him.
We make it how we want to make it. Fuck your boxes.
Well, it is, and like we'll make footage like that, and we can also still take footage from our own phones.
Yeah,
So I got hiccups a little bit, so I'm trying to make sure I'm monitoring
yeah.
my talking.
So that was also the fan page that also, hey, help me stay on Twisted G. Help him get his car. Help him stay motivated, y'all. It's gonna be
It
him.
is. No, it is. I'm going to. It's not going to be this Friday, but next Friday.
Get out
Next
my way.
Friday.
What?
It's not going to be this Friday, but next Friday I'm going to be going in and getting my permit once again at fucking 23 years old. As pathetic as
I
I
got
am
mine
for
at
that.
30. I had to get my permit at 30.
He's the only one, to be real. This guy is the only one that really lends any actual like real like, hey man, don't feel too bad about it support to myself. And that's why he's one of my best friends, to be real. But it is like that. Like at 23, I'm about to be going in and getting my permit again for I want to say like the fifth time. I'm not even kidding you. Fourth or fifth time. And this is it. This is gonna be the last fucking time. I'm getting my license, and when I get my license, I'm going to figure out how to bring this computer that I have down to Smitty because he has Wi-Fi and shit. I hope at a certain point, and we're going to do a live action
Who do you think we're talking
podcast.
right now?
Nope, nope. We're going to do this. You can hear it now. We're going to do a live action podcast eventually. I just have to man up, and so Smitty, take over and finish this thing. I love y'all.
Thank you once again for joining us in Studio Bump Diggity. I've been your host, Shmoo Smitzilla. This has been your other host, the Twisted G motherfuckers.
I love y'all.
Uh, Catch us all on all the social medias, whatever G has
Follow me
set us
at
up with.
Gabriel Wood on
All of them.
Facebook, Twisted G on YouTube. I've not uploaded any videos yet. I'm hoping to upload VODs. This man, up, tell him your fucking YouTube and shit, man, or your Facebook and
And
stuff.
it's just I'm Shmoo Schmittzilla everywhere. You want to find me? It's that. I didn't pay for it. It's just unique. Peace.
Every one of y'all. I hope you take it easy and have a great damn night. The podcast will keep going. Peace.